Delhi, the national capital, is in crisis. On September 2nd, the Yamuna River surged past the danger mark, and it kind of triggered the mass evacuations and emergency response. Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Ifra Mufti and I have with me Prabhat Shukla, and we have been reporting on from the ground that how this Delhi flood has led to a major chaos in the entire city, and in fact not even in only the city but the entire Delhi NCR, including Faridabad and the Ghaziabad and Gurugram as well. Sorry. So Prabhat, let's start. I mean, for the past 2 days we've been on the ground and we've been talking to people, and we've been have you seen the situation very closely. In fact, from the Yamuna Bazaar and to Geeta colony to Mayur Vihar, where there's a floodplain and the situation is really bad. So what is the situation, and if you can elaborate?
So just to put a bit of a context, so the warning level of the Yamuna in Delhi, which is measured at the old railway bridge, is 204.50 meters, and the danger level is 205.33 meters. So yesterday, that is on Tuesday, the river crossed the danger mark and in fact went above 206 meters, which is the evacuation point, and much of the floodplains were flooded. And today, the situation is that it has kept on increasing. It's now above 207, which has only happened 4 times in the last 63 years. But this is still well below the situation in 2023 when it had crossed 208 meters. So as of now, I just visited the entire stretch of the floodplains, and much of it is actually quite flooded. And relief camps have been set up along the floodplains, and many families are living in it. But from what I've seen, they're not adequate. For example, near Yamuna Khadar in Mayur Vihar, some 100 tents have been set up, but it's actually more than 5,000, roughly 5,000 to 10,000 families that are living and taking refuge under flyovers there. So this is, and it's, as you know, it's raining quite heavily in Delhi also. So the shelter situation is not that great, and so is the food and medicine supply, which is running quite short. So I talked to a few of the civil defense volunteers, and they said that they were not prepared for such mass numbers. So what they said is they had set these tents up in advance, which they had. I had seen these tents in Mayur Vihar 2 weeks back, but many people, they're mostly farmers, and they were not willing to leave their land until the last moment. So it's mostly last night and the night before that many people started arriving, and the administration was not ready for such large numbers in most of these areas. So as of now, the relief is not really adequate, but as the Minister for Flood Control, Pavesh Sharma, said today, that the floods are not expected to exceed beyond the floodplains, and as he mentioned that people are not actually supposed to be living in the floodplains. So what he's saying is, as of now, the flood has not reached any authorized area, and it's expected to go down. If not today, then from tomorrow onwards. So hopefully the situation shouldn't be as bad as it was in 2023.
Okay. So do you feel that since Rekha Gupta, the Chief Minister, and Pavesh Sharma has also said that the flood situation will not arrive in Delhi. So what do you have to say on this? That is Delhi safe in that case? As you said, I mean, it will not touch and the level will come down.
I mean, it depends on what you consider Delhi. If you say those on the floodplains, which they should not be living there, if you don't count them, then there's no flood in Delhi. But apparently 10 to 15,000 people live in the floodplains, and they have nowhere else to go, and their lives have definitely been disrupted. Their livelihoods have been disrupted, so you can't call it a proper flood situation for them, definitely.
So what is the feedback like, and how are the people responding to it, the people specifically who have been kind of evacuated?
So it depends. In some areas they're saying they have enough food, but in other places they're saying nobody has come to help them. So it totally depends on the situation. Like, for example, the tents, the families which arrived early are safe and secure in the tents. I mean, as safe as it can be. But others have to be out in the open. And right now, they've gone under the flyover. That's as safe as they can get.
So is it only the DUSIB who have organized these tents, or is it the administration coming forward?
This is mostly under the control of the district administration in each of the districts, and they're monitoring the situation.
Okay. So one more technical question, Prabhat. We have been talking about this, that, you know, this flood situation in Delhi has arisen for what reasons? Like, what was the major cause? Probably probably because there's an ocean, that there's heavy rainfall for the past so many days, so it has caused this kind of a rainfall this kind of a level increased in the Yamuna. So what exactly do you have to say on this?
So the flood is mostly due to the release of water from the Hatnikund barrage upstream. So more rain upstream means they will have to release more water, and that's exactly what has happened. So it has more to do with rain upstream rather than rain in Delhi, but obviously that will also add up a bit, like we saw today. So early in the morning they had said that the level is expected to go down, which is what the forecast was also showing, but then there were heavy rains in Delhi, so that definitely adds a bit to it. But at the end of the day, it mostly depends on how much water is being released upstream rather than rains in Delhi.
Okay, so what are the IMD predictions now, and we see rainfall for the next how many days now?
In Delhi, it's supposed to, the rainfall in Delhi is supposed to continue for 2-3 more days. Upstream, it's a bit more patchy because it's not just one location. There are multiple streams coming and joining the Yamuna all over Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, so it's not that easy to predict. But as of now, the barrage, Hatnikund barrage upstream, is releasing less water than it was before, and it usually takes 48 hours to come down. So 2 days ago, they had released a very large amount of water. At one point, it was 3.29 lakh cusecs, which is a lot. So that's what we're seeing 2 days later. So it's expected to come down.
Great. So with this, we sign off, and we'll update you more about the rains and the situation in the national capital. And please stay with us for more updates. Thank you so much.